I ever get a moment to myself, not in this house. I have two little sisters, and they always seem to be everywhere that I am. But that's when I learned that if you can't beat them, join them. So I play hide and seek with them. That way, I'm at least guaranteed a few seconds of silence. Okay, you guys, you go hide and I'll count. Ready? 1, 2. Little sisters have been around since the dawn of time. And throughout that time, little sisters have been the good and the bad in human beings' lives. Mostly good. According to ChicagoTribune.com, about 80% of Americans have at least one sibling. And for those of you that are an only child, let what you learn today help decide how many kids are in your future. First, we'll start by looking for my sisters downstairs with the foundation and history of little sisters through time. Next, we'll check upstairs in their rooms. Warning, it can be messy. And look at the different types of little sisters. Finally, we'll sit down and ponder the different pros and cons of having a little sister so that we know what we're up against. Now, let's look at the history of little sisters. Little sisters have been around for as long as people have been around. From the dawn of time to present day, little sisters have been the good and the bad in human beings' lives. Even the cavemen, or in this case, women, needed to have someone to embarrass them in front of their friends, or even help them make new friends. Our fascination with the bond... In fact, one of the first little sisters is said to be Jesus' little sister, Martha. Our fascination with the bond between siblings is present throughout history. Our fascination with the bond between siblings is present throughout history. Sibling relationships and the effect of younger siblings can be highlighted with our fascination with the Kardashians, or even the motivation for Katniss to enter the Hunger Games in place of her little sister Prim. And who can forget Frozen? Frozen is one of the top 10 grossing movies of all time. And according to The New Yorker, though what makes this movie more better than others is that the escape from the traditional Disney princess fairy tale love story to one whose is more relatable helps this movie lie in the hearts of audiences of all ages. If you're looking for numbers, well, we have those too. With the average number of children per although the average number of children per household has fluctuated since the 1950s, a U.S. Census report puts the mean at 2, guaranteeing there has to be a fair share of little sisters in there. 5, 6. Okay, on to their rooms, but we'll see just what types of little sisters exist. Little sisters are everywhere, especially if you have to live with them. So, how do you know what type of little sister you have? Huffington Post, a popular web news source and pop culture specialist, published an article based on findings in Psychology Today, naming the 6 different types of younger siblings. Number 1, the exaggerator. Mom, Megan pushed me out the window, made me eat dirt, used swears, and threw away all my toys. Knowing full well, I only did a few of those things. Second, the borrower. Megan, hey, I'm just gonna tell you something. I am gonna borrow like every single piece of your clothing, but don't worry, I'll give it back tomorrow. Third, the embodiment of evil. Third, the embodiment of evil. Mom, Megan has nice things. Oh, wait. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Mom, I'm your baby girl, right? And you do anything for your baby girl, right? Megan has nice things. I want an iPad. Fourth, the not whiny, cool person. Hey Megan, just wanted to tell you something. I'll totally stay out of your way until you graduate and only be here when you need something. Warning, these do not exist. Fifth, the unfairly genetically gifted. Megan, your grades in math are unacceptable. Maybe your little sister can help you get these grades up. Sixth, the baby. I am sick of everyone paying attention to her, buying her things, helping her, feeding her. It's unfair. 7, 8. Okay, only a few seconds until I have to actually find them. Before we do that, we should probably examine the pros and cons of having a little sister so that we know what we're up against. I know we've spent a lot of time joking around about these little guys, but it's important to realize that little sisters can have a big impact on the life of the older sibling, the parent, and the world. In order to make this easy to understand, I've divided the concept of having a little sister into the pros and the cons. Let's start with the pros. Psychology Today explains that research shows that positive sibling relationships can lead to higher rates of life satisfaction and lower rates of depression later in life. Also, a younger sibling helps to create the foundation of the ability to create stronger relationships later in life. Dr. Nina Howe of the Department of Education and the Center for Research in Human Development explains that firstborn siblings engage in leadership, teaching, caregiving, and helping roles, whereas younger siblings are more likely to imitate, follow, and be a learner, and be more caring. On the other hand, younger siblings offer some cons as well. For parents, a younger sibling is sure to cost more money and increase conflict in the house. If you're like anything like my mom and dad, become a constant peacemaker. Which reminds me, they will do anything, and I mean anything, to get on your nerves. And by anything, again, I mean anything. Sibling conflict in childhood is also associated with poorer adjustment later in life. Well, there's a lot to consider here. The important thing to remember is that being ready and knowing all of this ahead of time makes all the difference. Both studies conclude that the sibling relationship is a safe and secure place to learn how to interact with others. As much of a pain little sisters can be, there's always a little spark of hope that you will get the perfect little sister. My little sisters are always there for me, and after a long, rough day at school, they are there to give you a hug and make it all better. Whenever I get caught up in schoolwork or I'm stressed out about my C- in history, my little sisters are the ones who convince me to go outside, get some fresh air, and occasionally build a snowman out in the front yard for our dog to attack later that day. Nine. Okay, we looked downstairs at the history of little sisters, up in their rooms to reveal the types of little sisters, and then sat and pondered the pros and cons of having a little sister. I think I'm okay with finding them. After all, we can truly see how little sisters are the sweethearts of America. 10. Okay, ready or not, here I come.